It's the weekend, which means it's time for another batch of Nintendo eShop deals, and as always, if you do tune in here weekly, I appreciate you, and if you are new here today, if you enjoy the video, consider subscribing. It helps us out a huge amount. Today then I'm going to be breaking down 13 games for you all, covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. I also then have 2 winners to announce for 2 $10 eShop gift cards later in the video, and I do have 2 more to give away. To enter, drop a comment down below and those winners, they'll be announced in next Saturday's video. Alright, my name's Alex, this is SwitchCorner, and today we're starting with a Wavetale, which is an action-adventure game that asks you to save your submerged world by battling these different mysterious sea monsters. Now we play as Sigrid, a young girl with the power to walk on water, and that's because of a shadow that sort of assists us. The story, it is actually touching stuff, and I love the world. It's filled with locals, and it gives you relatively open freedom to explore. The combat then is simple enough, honestly, but it's really the movement that is the highlight. Surfing on the water just feels fantastic. Now sadly this game is short, just a few hours, and there's also some frame rate stumbles as well. You can check out my review in the pinned comment, but it's 40% off a new low price. Just quickly before our next game then, if you do grab anything from this sale or from the eShop in general, consider buying discounted eShop credit over at cornershop.gg. You'll get 5% off at checkout using code CORNER. They are instant delivery via email, and that supports the channel directly. RWBY Arrowfell is an action platformer with a dash of Metroidvania. It's based upon the show of the same name. Now I heard that started good, but it has swiftly gone downhill. Now here we're taking control of a team of RWBY, and we can control that entire team, including leveling them up. We can also switch freely between them in battle, allowing us to experiment with their different signature weapons. The story then, it's set during RWBY Volume 7, and a highlight is the cutscenes, which are fully voice acted. There's also a decent amount of enemies and boss encounters as well. Sadly, it does have some issues, namely repetition in design, some backtracking, and also some easy to exploit mechanics, but you will still see in my review I had fun, and it's 35% off a new low price. Arcade Paradise is one of the more unique games on today's list. It's a simulation business management game, I guess. The idea is simple. You take over running a family business, a laundromat, but you want to basically expand it, meaning you're going to build out an arcade in the back room. Now your father, the owner, doesn't really agree with this strategy, but you go ahead anyways, and now we must wash clothes, package them up, and also choose arcade machines and expand the location's footprint, attempting to turn a profit. I know it sounds dull, and my wife suggested I just do real washing instead, but it's surprisingly addictive stuff, and you can find my review in the pinned comments. The controls, honestly, they can be a little finicky if I'm being picky, and I also didn't like all of the visual design ideas, such as almost invisible customers, but overall it's worth a look. It's 35% off, and it's matching the low price. Little Nightmares 1 and 2 are fantastic puzzle platformers with a horror edge, and if you're in the UK, EU or Australia, this bundle is a steal right now with 70% off a new low price. Now in the first game we are helping 6 escape a mysterious vessel inhabited by corrupted souls. Then in the second we play as a new character, Mono, alongside 6 who is investigating a mysterious transmission. It's dark stuff at times and will for sure get you on edge, but it is so well done, and that visual design is absolutely stunning. I actually preferred the second game personally, but these are both well worth the time. You can find my review then of the second game in the pinned comment below, and hopefully in the future we do get to see more of this incredible universe. Super Dungeon Maker, honestly not a game I loved. I reviewed it recently, so find that below, but it's got a fan base and I absolutely get it. Think Mario Maker, but this is going to be the Zelda edition as you build out different locations. My issue with the game was I feel like the items, the enemies available, just a little too limited, but there's still some good in here, you just need to kind of dig for it. I wish it had some sort of story mode as well. It's really a tutorial and then diving into these different locations that are mostly unrelated. That said though, they have promised future updates which will add more content, so we're going to now see how that goes. This is honestly an idea Nintendo should have capitalized on years ago, so it is great to see someone at least making this attempt. It's 30% off then a new low price. Phogs will be a fantastic option for those looking for some co-op fun, and yes, you can play it single player, but I'd suggest to take advantage of the local or online options. The idea is simple: a two-headed dog must overcome different challenges and you will control a head each. You're going to be working through a number of levels along the way, and this one gets really creative, such as creating different bridges or grappling items together. Really didn't expect to enjoy it honestly, but it's just so creative, and I played it with Luke from Switch Stars and PlayStation Corner, and we both had a blast with the concept. It's 50% off then, a new low price. COGEN Sword of Rewind is back, matching the low price, 40% off. This one's going to be for the Mega Man fans out there. It is a fast-paced action platformer with some stunning pixel art style to back it all up. It is a challenging game throughout, honestly, mostly one-hit kills, but it's the rewind feature that is so much fun. Basically here, if you die, you have the option to rewind 3 seconds at a time. This ability then regenerates pretty rapidly, but yeah, it's really the concept of mastering each encounter, trying new strategies, outmaneuvering incoming attacks. Story-wise then, we have no memory. We are on a mission to uncover, I guess, the truth behind that, and alongside this then, we'll take that adventure with a talking sword. This mission even takes us to a city that we once called our home. Jurassic World Aftermath Collection originated as a VR release before making its way to the Switch, and it's a first-person stealth adventure game that as you crash land on this island, and now you must evade different dinos, namely the Velociraptors. It's actually quite intense at moments, this one, and some of the sequences work really well, but I will admit, as you will see in my review in the pinned comment, the transition from VR to normal console definitely caused the game to lose a little bit of its edge. You know, the controls feel a little too simple now. It can get repetitive, and some of the puzzles, such as switch-based moments, they're not all of that exciting when you're not immersed in VR. Still a good attempt, however, and the visuals I actually do like. They won't be for everyone, and generally, look, I just personally love the universe, so I had to check it out, and now it's here with a new low price of 40% off. Samurai Maiden gets a new low price, 25% off. Now, full transparency, I picked this up a few months back. I'm still working through it myself. I grabbed this because I wanted something that was just brainless, and that's exactly what I got here. You know, it looks good, the controls are solid, enemies are never too challenging, though the animations make you feel overpowered, which is always a good thing. And then the story, it's dumb fun. You're basically battling through this world to take down a demon lord. Features a load of collectibles as well if you want something that's going to keep you coming back. And yeah, you already know if this one's going to be for you from the name alone. Our first winner of the week, then, it's going to Juan, who highlighted Nobody Saves the World. Congrats on the win. Drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, there's a second winner coming up here shortly in the video. Curse to Golf is a roguelike golf game where you die on the golf course, and now you must win a round of 18 to escape purgatory and return to the living. And now do not worry if golf's not your thing, this is 2D and it gets crazy with the concept. Basically, these holes are extra long, you must succeed in the pre-warned shot limit, but along the way we'll gain things such as power-ups, such as exploding balls, or those that do split. I was really impressed overall with the formula, it looks great as well, and if you do look for reviews, just know it had a game-breaking bug on launch that was at the first boss encounter, but this has since been patched, so you shouldn't have any concerns going in. It's 35% off then, a new low price. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R is a great option for anime fight fans, and unlike many genre entries which opt for that kind of arena style, this one presents the action in a more traditional side-on perspective, but we can sidestep and outmaneuver our enemies and their incoming attacks, so think much like Virtua Fighter or Soul Calibur. Now, this game can be as complex or as beginner-friendly as you want, which is always great to see. There's a variety of options. And I never played the original release, but I did see there was some disappointment around the removal of the original story mode. Thankfully, there is still one in here, and that is it recreates 104 iconic encounters. There's also a huge roster packed in as well of 51 fighters, and it's 40% off, a new low price. Our second winner of the week, then, it's going to Wicked Link, who highlighted The Witcher. That's always going to be a popular deal when it drops, just an incredible game. Congrats though, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance in next week's video. We don't do this very often then, but today we're going to be closing out the video with my pickups, meaning not recommendations, maybe you'll want to join me for the ride, and this week I'm actually grabbing 2 games. So first up, Super Mega Baseball 4, and I would have covered this on the channel at launch, but I was actually away at the time, so I'm jumping in now with this 30% off, a new low price. And the name here really says it all, but don't let that kind of comic-like visual deceive you. This packs some depth, and the on-field action with this series is nearly always fantastic. I actually reviewed the third entry on the channel if you want to see how high my opinion is of this series. My only concern, honestly, with this entry was EA took over the studio, they got involved, and that can often lead to disaster. Thankfully though, that doesn't seem to have been the case. Then Dredge, and this is always being suggested to me in the comments on videos, and I did play the demo over on Steam. It's now getting though 20% off, a new low price, and it's a single player adventure game where you play as a fisherman, but the game promises a sinister undercurrent. It seems the idea here is you kind of, I guess, arrive in a mysterious town, and now you must catch fish, complete quests, and uncover the secrets of each area. Along the way, then upgrade your boat and equipment, and watch out for evil in the waters. I'm still not quite sure what to make of it, honestly, but the demo featured some truly unique individuals, so I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out. Let me know if you've played it in the comments and if it was a good pickup. And that's the video down. Will you be checking out any of these? Let me know in the comments. With that, then a shout out to the patrons and the channel members who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, lists and news daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.